What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is RuPaul's Drag Race Season 13, Episode 9. Listen, this is the Snatch Game episode. This is the episode that we all wait for, okay? We are all waiting with bated breath for Snatch Game. Now, I'm going to say this. I'm going to do this a little different. I'm going to start from the bottom, and I'm going to start from the end and work my way forward a little bit. I normally don't watch Untucked before I do my review, because I really don't want what happened in Untucked to sort of sway my opinion too much. But for whatever reason, I did today or last night. And one of the guest judges was T.S. Madison. And we haven't had a lot of visitation this season for obvious reasons, COVID and so forth. But normally the last couple of seasons, we've seen the guest judges go in the bag, talk to the Snatch, I'm not going to say Snatch Game, talk to the ladies during Untucked. Now, T.S. did. Now, they kept, they're 6 feet apart. She had on the face shield and all that good stuff. But she did come back there. And again, and I'm saying this because she dropped a gem on me. And I was like, oh my gosh. She said to Gottmik, from one trans to another, I want to thank you for showing everybody that drag is not about identity, but it's an art form. And I'm going to be honest with you, that's what I needed. That word hit me. That word hit me, T.S., because I was kind of, I don't want to use the word confused, okay? I appreciated Gottmik. I understood Gottmik. I like Gottmik. I like Gottmik. But I needed that word. And I think there are other people that needed that word too. And so for the people who may not look at Untucked or what have you, I just want to put that word out there for y'all, because I needed that word. And she shared that word. And she gave them some good stuff about just being fearless, and how hard it is to stand up and let people critique you week after week after week. She said, when you've given your best. And I'm like, absolutely. Because every week, even when we see stuff that we don't like, or we're like, oh my gosh, that was horrible, nobody says, I want to go on RuPaul and look a hot mess every week. Like, nobody says that, So it was a word, y'all. If y'all didn't watch Untucked, y'all go back and watch Untucked, because it was definitely a word. And Madison, bitch, you was looking good. That blue was everything. Okay, moving on. So, I already told y'all it was Snatch Game, but the mini challenge was, the ladies had to do a whole punk rock thing with one of the sponsors, which is with tights. So the whole thing had these different types of tights, fishnets and stuff like that. And a lot of people, I think, forget that Ru was a part of a punk rock band back in the 80s, honey. And she was just talking about how different drag was back then, and her drag was back then. Oh, his drag back then. And so they did it, and it was cute. Everybody did their little punk rock thing. It was a moment. It was cute. But the winner of the mini challenge was absolutely Tina Burner. Like, sometimes with these mini challenges, because they edit it down so much, the winner isn't always necessarily clear to me. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess, I guess you had to be there for the whole thing, But absolutely, Tina Burner gave it. The 2 or 3 clips that they showed of Tina Burner, bitch, Tina Burner did that. And y'all know Tina Burner get on my nerves, so y'all know I'll be giving it to her like that. Alright. Snatch Game. Now listen, I'm going to say this, and Maddie said this when she was talking to the ladies in Untucked. Please know that Snatch Game, there are certain things that are going to happen on RuPaul. We are 13 seasons in. There are very few surprises as far as the challenges are concerned. Snatch Game is absolutely, positively a staple. We know that the Rusical is a staple. You know that you're going to have to dance. You know that you're going to have to sing at some point. Whether you can sing or not ain't the point. You're going to have to get in front of somebody's mic and record a verse, okay? So there are certain things that we know are going to happen. Snatch Game is absolutely one of them. And I was just having a conversation with Ebby Reviews. Y'all check out Ebby Reviews if y'all not an Ebby Reviewer already. Y'all go check Ebby Reviews out. And we were talking about who we think is going to be who. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I ain't get none of these people. But let's start from the beginning and work our way down. Candy Muse was Patrick Starr, influencer, right? Did I say Patrick Starr? Is that right? For some reason, that's not sounding right. Because St. Patrick started off with SpongeBob. Patrick, the influencer. I really think I'm saying that wrong. Olivia was Tabitha Brown. Now, Olivia, here's your problem from the beginning. When Ruth says to you, I don't know who that is, you might want to go to your second or third choice. Because let's be clear. Everybody comes with a second and third option. And if you don't, at this point, then you deserve to lose Snatch Game. If you do not have a second or third option for Snatch Game, then you deserve to lose. Rue consulted with all of the ladies before, and I really need y'all to start listening to the critiques. It doesn't always mean you have to change, but you need to listen. Now, when you said, well, no, I think you explained who Tabitha was. Now, I know who Tabitha Brown is, and I was really surprised that Rue didn't know. And I feel like Rue probably once maybe saw a picture, maybe knew who Tabitha Brown was, but I was surprised Rue didn't know. Tabitha Brown, she's done other things, but she's I think right now, mostly known for being a vegan chef. She's been on Ellen. She has her own, social media presence. But I believe she was like an actress before that. Like, she was in Hollywood before that. Anyway, or a comedian or something to that effect. But Rue even gave you some suggestions on how to make it funny. And I needed you to take those suggestions, Olivia, put them in your back pocket and pull them out. One, you never did that. Two, we're not going to say you never did that. You didn't do it well. The few things you did sort of take out, you didn't make funny. I'm getting ahead of myself. Utica was Bob Ross. Give me a minute. I'm going to come back to Utica because I'm going to go on down the list because nobody else really got on my nerves. I'm going to come back to you, Utica. Rosé was married the Queen of Scots. And let me tell you something. Y'all know I didn't start off a Rosé fan. I really did not. I felt like she was a little arrogant. And I felt like she had a hard look. Okay? But listen. Miss Rosé. I don't know if you look at my reviews or down, girl. But if you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that know Rosé, y'all let Rosé know, baby, you made a fan out of me this episode. Last episode, I was like, okay, you did your thing, but I expected you to do your thing because you've been bragging about how you could do your thing. But this right here, you made me a fan. First of all, Mary Queen of Scots is somebody that most people don't know who the hell this person is. And they certainly don't know a lot about her life and what she did, didn't do, and why. But it was an ode to your heritage because you are from Scotland, right? But you took it and you did what I needed Olivia to do with Tabitha Brown. You took somebody that most of us don't know who the hell this person is, and it doesn't fucking matter. You made it funny. We're gonna get to that. Okay. Simone, you did the same thing. I don't know how I was gonna feel about this whole Harriet Tubman thing. Simone decided to be Harriet Tubman. I don't know how I was gonna feel about it. And Rue told you, listen, you taking a chance. Some people could get offended by it. And I definitely feel like her Twitter was probably on fire last night. There probably was some people offended by it. But Simone, I wasn't. Y'all tell Simone, okay? If she don't watch my reviews, you tell a friend of a friend of a friend that knows Simone. And you tell her that I said that you fine, okay? I am a history teacher. I am a historian. And I'm telling you, you was okay, okay? It's comedy, y'all. It is satire and it is comedy. It ain't that deep. It ain't that serious. And it was actually pretty funny. You started doing a little bit too much, but I was here for what you was doing with the character, and I'm okay with it. During the Snatch game, she took out the $100 bill, baby, and she stamped the Harriet Tubman. Y'all know they got that Harriet Tubman stamp floating around where you could stamp your own money since they decided they weren't going to put her on the $20 bill. And she was like, basically, you could take your $20 bill and I'll raise you $100. Okay. Well, I guess I'll raise you $80. Anyway, that was funny. Denali did Jonathan Benton from Queer Eye. It was passable. Got Mick did Paris Hilton. Now, you would think, hey, people have done Paris Hilton before. Hey, who the hell even talks about Paris Hilton anymore? But Got Mick did a good job with Paris Hilton. Did a very good job with Paris Hilton. Elliot did Rue McClanahan. first mistake, Elliot. Your first mistake was you did Rue McClanahan, not oh shit. I keep wanting to say Rose Nollan, but not, y'all know what I'm talking about. You did Blanche. Is it Blanche? Devereaux? Yeah. You were doing Rue McClanahan instead of doing her character off of I mean, you said you were Rue McClanahan, but you were playing the character off of damn, Golden Girls. Why did my whole brain the last minute go blank on the whole Golden Girls situation? So you said you were doing Rue McClanahan, but you really weren't. You were really doing Blanche Devereaux. And Blanche Devereaux is not Rue McClanahan. She was the actress that played her. Because you played the whole episode one-dimensional as a hoe. A Southern Belle hoe. Okay? That's number one. Number two, I would have flipped the script. And you probably don't know this reference, Elliot, because you 10 years old. But if I was going to do a Rue McClanahan character, you know who I would have done? I wouldn't have done, well, no, let me say this. I would have done Blanche, but you know who else I would have flipped it on y'all with? I would have flipped it on y'all with her character from, Be Off the Show, from, gosh, my brain is killing me today. Y'all know the show I'm talking about. Be Off the Show, in the late 70s. The theme song is in my head, y'all. I'm gonna get to it. But y'all in the audience, y'all know who I am. Y'all gonna put it in the comments 20 times. But I would, if I'm gonna do Rue McClanahan, I'm gonna bring you a couple of Rue McClanahan characters, and I would have switched it up. Yeah, I would have given you some Blanche Devereaux, because you can't talk about Rue McClanahan without talking about Blanche Devereaux, especially among the LGBTQIA community. Okay, but I would have given y'all, because her character on that B. Arthur show was the total opposite. She was the total opposite. And I would have played off on that a little bit. Hold on, that's my dinner. Maud. I knew I was going to remember. Maud. Okay. Anyway, that was that. So Elliot bombed. Tina Burner did Richard Simmons. It was passable. It was passable. It was passable. And of course, like I told you guys, the guest judge this week was T.S. Madison. So we get into the Snatch game. I've already sort of kind of given you guys a few heads and turns here. Now everybody felt like Elliot wasn't gonna be able to carry Rue McClanahan, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I wanted Elliot to do it. I wanted Elliot to turn that shit out. I really did, but it felt really, really flat. It felt really, really flat. Olivia, really, really flat. I don't know. You did what they told you not to do, which was you have to, if her whole thing is being a vegan chef, you have to turn that into a joke. Make it fun. And you didn't. And the one joke you did make was about the ribs. By the time you did it and you went so far around Robin Hood's barn with it, it just fell flat. It was a cute joke. But I think by that time, people were just kind of over it, you know. Now, let me get back to, that's everybody. Let me get back to Miss Utica. Utica, I really liked you in the beginning of this show. I thought you were going to be the quirky queen. I thought you were going to be able to take things, present them in a very interesting, different, out-of-the-box way that was going to make us think and all of that. Somewhere along the way, you lost to me. The Bob Ross thing really took me there. So you decided to do Bob Ross. For those of you who do not know who Bob Ross is, Bob Ross was a really big, PBS, he was on PBS and he did his art. He had his whole, it's not color by numbers, but he has a step-by-step thing where he teaches people how to paint. You can buy his kits, you can buy his videos, his DVDs, and it takes you step-by-step. And when you get to the end of it, generally, even if you are not an artist at all, you generally come through with a pretty decent picture. I've seen, my cousin does the whole kit. She has some really nice stuff, right? Bob Ross was a white guy with a red afro or a light brown afro. It was his. It wasn't a wig. It wasn't sewn in. That was his hair. That's who he is. That's who he was, because he's passed away now. He also had this very calming, so you're going to take the left brush, you're going to turn it and stroke. Like, that was how he talked, right? And when you were talking to Ru, you even said he was the original ASMR. So you knew that he had this very soft-spoken, melodic tone to his voice, right? Two things that pissed me off, Utica. One, you want to, because here's where I have an issue. Everything is not about cultural appropriation. If the man really had an afro, he had an afro. Now Utica said, "Well, I don't think it would be appropriate for me to wear an afro." So she makes a wig out of squirrels, like stuffed animal squirrels. Here's my problem, Utica. Don't make the excuse that you don't want to be accused of cultural appropriation as an excuse for you to wear this damn squirrel hat. Because that's really what it was. You just wanted to wear the squirrel hat because you thought it was cute and it was quirky and it went along with your whole aesthetic as I'm the quirky queen. It ain't had shit to do with cultural appropriation, because Ru told you, but he had an afro. It was really his hair. Now, if you took Elvis and put an afro on Elvis, you might have got some pushback on that, and people might have been looking at you crazy. But at the end of the day, for you to take a wig of an afro to emulate someone who had an afro who was white, ain't no pushback coming from that, Utica. You use that as an excuse to do what you wanted to do, and I would have really appreciated if you had just said, "I just want to take Bob Ross and I want to add my own Utica spin to it." I would have really appreciated that, and I would have been here for it. I ain't saying I would have liked it, but I would have been like, "Oh, okay, Utica just being Utica, child." Because that's all it was. But don't sit here and try to throw, "Oh, the blacks are going to come for me if I wear a wig." Hell, Tina Burner had on a damn afro wig. You know why? Because Richard Simmons got a curly afro. Ain't nobody coming for you, girl. Now, if you wanted to do Michael Jackson and his Off the Wall albums and do blackface and put on a big nose and put on a black afro, yeah, we coming for you, ma'am. We coming for you. Well, I'm not gonna come for you, but people gonna come for you because I'm not going down that road. Anyway, then you get there and you play Bob Ross and you talking like you took, you had something in your throat. You didn't give us any of this ASMR that you keep talking about. "Oh, well, he was the original ASMR, but you was talking like this when you was Bob Ross." So Utica bombed. I'm sorry. Did I say that? Utica bombed. So we had Utica bombed, Rue McClanahan, Elliot bombed, Olivia bombed. Everybody else did really good. I mean, did okay. Like I said, I told y'all who really stood out for me. Candy did good as Candy, though. I guess I don't know enough about Patrick Star. I hope that's really his name. But I feel like she was just being Candy, dressed up as Patrick Star. I keep saying I know it's not Patrick Star because I think I'm getting Patrick Star and Jeffree Star. I think I'm crossing the two. So it's not Patrick Star. Alright, I know it's not Patrick Star, y'all. Don't put it in the comments 500 times because I just told you I know it ain't him. Anyway, the Patrick person. But I know what I'm thinking now. Maybe I'm not. Anyway, that's who he was. I'm sorry that I screwed that whole thing up. But, child. Alright. Now, the runway was your fascinators. So everybody, if for people who don't know what a fascinator is, it's basically a hat, okay? They're usually small hats that, a lot of the church people, they wear and it's tipped to the side. They have a pinned on somewhere, it's a hat. But of course, for drag, it's going to be more than that, okay? It's going to be a moment. So first we have Olivia came out as a mad scientist. Her hat, to me, it looked like a crown, but she was saying it was like liquid mercury, okay? And she had on a white lab coat, but of course it was fashion. It looked like almost like a trench coat, right? So she had like the whole fashion onto it, okay? Pork Chop. Oh, I'm sorry. Pork Chop and Raven were the judges for Snatch Game. They were the judges for Snatch Game. Rose, I just wrote ruffle dress because that's all it was for me. It was a ruffle dress. It was okay, but it it didn't stand out amongst the rest of the queens. So, ruffle dress. Utica's outfit was really, really cute. She was like a whole picnic. She had ants coming up her legs. Her outfit was like that polka dot picnic material, like the picnic table cloths. And her fascinator was a picnic basket. It was really cute. She had a whole theme going, and it was cute. It really was. Simone's was gorgeous. I mean, when I say, because it was a moment and it was a message. So on the front, she came out. It was all white, and she had this huge, hat. And then when you turn around, because at first I was like, okay, that's cute. It was plain. For Simone, I was like, okay, Simone, this is kind of plain for you. But then when she turned around, the back of her hat said, "Say their names," and she had 3 bullet wounds in her back. It was a moment. It was a moment. Got Mick did a whole punk rock with this, and her hat was a safety pin thing, like to emulate, like the whole safety pins for the punk rockers and all that good stuff. Denali had, she was a whole waitress outfit, and her hat was a coffee pot tipped over. It was cute. I like Denali's. It was really cute. Elliot was like this mohawk thing, like feathered mohawk thing. It was cute. It was alright. Tina was like a horse situation, like a rider, like a jockey, and then the hat was a horse. Gottmik won. Y'all know they love Gottmik. They go up for anything Gottmik does. Although I did like the punk rock look. I'm not gonna lie. I did like the punk rock look. The 3 at the bottom were the 3 you would expect: Elliot, Utica, and Olivia. Olivia was safe, and Elliot and Utica had to lip sync. They lip synced to "Fascinated" by Company B. And you know the song. Like, it's one of those songs where you don't know that you know it until you hear it, and you're like, oh yeah, I know that song. Okay, I know it. You know what I mean? Now, we know Elliot is a dancer, okay? And we know Utica is not. But what Utica is quirky, and Utica can, do things to make people keep her eyes on them. And at the end of the day, the other thing, who was it? Gottmik? Denali did her whole thing on skates. So she was like a skating waitress type of thing. Anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. I had to make sure I had all my notes together. But, unfortunately, this was the end of the road for Elliot with 2 T's. And Utica lives to see another day. Now, like I said, y'all know I started off loving me some Utica. But Utica, you are working my nerves, girl. I'm going to need you are working my nerves. Need you to fix it. Anyway, with that being said, y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.